everyone. All of us have an aim in life. If you are a college student, you have assignments you need to complete. If your exams are approaching, you will promise yourself that you will do your best to prepare for the exams so that you can keep the top of the exam. If you are looking for a job, you want to prepare for the job. Why don't you do it? We are waiting for you to do it. It takes no time for us to decide what we want to achieve, but then we don't really do what we ought to do. There is an inherent feeling that tells you that you can do it tomorrow, and that's okay if you want to relax for a while on Instagram, scroll through the web, or watch comedy videos on YouTube. While we put things off for tomorrow, we end up wasting time today, and tomorrow never arrives. There is an English word for it. Why do humans procrastinate? In today's video, let's try to understand it from a scientific perspective, the psychology behind procrastination, and find the real solution to do it. Find the real solution to it. Today we'll talk about laziness. I have always been lazy. My parents are trying to change me, but they are also lazy. Some people have the strong desire to rest. Nothing will happen in the end. You will fail in your comfort zone. Tomorrow I'll be doing what I was supposed to do 2 days ago. What goes on in the heads of procrastinators? Why we are the way we are? Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. They leave everything up to God. They simply eat and sleep. Friends, in this video I won't be giving you a motivational lecture, because I believe that motivation is a short-lived phenomena. If you feel motivated after watching this video or any video and start working powered with that motivation, you will work well for the next few hours. At most you will be motivated for the next 2 to 3 days, but then the motivation would come crashing down and you stop working. Here we will use the science to go to the root cause of procrastination. I know someone who is the leading researcher in the world on the science of motivation and procrastination. He has been studying this science for over 10 years. He believes that procrastination isn't a problem which is seen exclusively in this era. It has existed for ages. Thousands of years ago, in 1400 BC, Egyptians have been found that talk about procrastination. A University of Toronto translated this as, a friend, stop putting off work and allow us to go home in good time. About 600 years after this, in 800 BC, an ancient Greek poet, he said something similar. In India, centuries ago, there was a man whose name was Kabir. He was famous and he said, work today instead of putting it off for tomorrow. Work now instead of putting it off for later. Its catastrophe strikes now. When will you prepare for it? Okay, so he clearly tells you not to put off work for tomorrow, not even for the later in the day, or else if everything will end in a moment, you won't be able to finish what you had set out to do. These things have been said by a lot of poets and motivational speakers in history, but we have gotten worse. According to Dr. Steele, in the last 40 years, there has been 300 to 400 growth in chronic procrastination. Today, half of the population in this world are procrastinators, or they procrastinate. They procrastinate frequently. But why do we do so? We need to dig deeper. Think about the things you procrastinate doing. When you have to prepare for an exam or for a job interview, you procrastinate, but have you ever procrastinated while scrolling on Instagram or while watching a comedy video on YouTube? No. Never. We procrastinate if it is an office project or for exercising, or if it is something emotional, we'll procrastinate. When I need to say something important, when I have to keep a promise, when I have to reach out for someone, when I have to reconnect with someone, I am always late. Basically, we procrastinate when it is something important. something that requires a lot of effort, physical, mental, or emotional effort. We replace that task with something that is easier and more interesting for us, such as browsing on social media, watching a film. Here, deadlines play a very important role. If there is a deadline for our task wherein we need to finish it before the deadline, we procrastinate until we reach the deadline. Suppose we have to make a procrastination and submit it tomorrow. Even this morning, you will feel like procrastinating and scrolling through the Instagram only for 5 minutes before you begin the project. And we are very familiar with how the 5 minutes turn into 1 hour without us finding out. These websites have been designed in a way that even if you spend a little time on them, it sucks you in, and this little time turns into a long time. But even if you start working 1 hour later, you will be hungry and start raiding to your fridge so that you can get the energy to study. But after eating, you would want to set the mood to be productive. To do so, you will need to start watching comedy videos on YouTube. Another hour wasted in it, and you start feeling tired. So you think that it's better to take a shower, get freshen up before starting work. Hours pass by, and the day turns into night, and then the alarm goes off in your mind. You are left with 12 hours only. You need to finish it somehow. When it is time to sleep, you start making the presentation. You stay awake the whole night and work on it till the last minute. Several studies have been conducted on college students, such as the study by Alice and Noaz in 1977 or by O'Brien in 2002. According to these, approximately 80% to 90% of the college students procrastinate. But in college, at least we are given a deadline so that somehow or the other we complete our work by end moment. But what happens when there is no deadline? Friends, in such cases, procrastination may continue infinitely. There is no end to procrastination.